Namal Rajapaksa, Prime Minister Modi was in Sri Lanka last week and he promised Colombo all sorts of support in dealing with the Trump tariffs. Do you think this is a strategy that the rest of the region should also follow? Because New Delhi's equation with the White House under the current Prime Minister is very good. Why not leverage it as a group?
With Prime Minister Modi's visit to Sri Lanka, there are a lot of things that Sri Lanka and India can work together, especially in regional cooperation. And I think it's more of the best interest for each individual country that all leaders are looking at. And I'm sure moving forward, it doesn't matter whether what matters is now is what sort of cooperation that you build among your region. So I think there's a lot of potential. And especially for a region that we were more concentrating, or I would say we were more stuck in global context. And we were following more of global orders than looking at the regional partners. And today, India has become one of the largest economies in the world and growing superpower in the world. And I'm sure the regional countries like Sri Lanka, Maldives, all of us can benefit from that if we go on the right path and non-right contracts.
What is the right path for Sri Lanka? Your country has seen a tough couple of years with the economic crisis and political unrest and external pressures. Do you think Colombo and the policymakers have learned the lessons?
No, I think so, Palka. I think at the same time, we must also, as governments in our country, we must implement and execute what has to be done at that given time. So what we saw in the past couple of years, because we purely ignored certain development projects based on political reasons. For example, Sampur was supposed to be started in 2014-15, and similar many other projects that were delayed, like Umayyah from the Iranian funding. And as a result, in 2022, we faced an energy crisis that converted later on into a financial crisis. So I think this is the time that the region should get together, and Indian Ocean countries has to get together and build new partnership on trade. Because what has happened in Washington, will not affect Sri Lanka. Not only it will affect directly to Sri Lankan apparel or the exports, but also the maritime industry in Sri Lanka. As you know, Sri Lanka is heavily depending on trade. And we are heavily depending on logistics as well at the same time. So this is something that we need to work together with countries like India and rest of the partners to see how we can work new alliances and build new partnership within the region.